Greetings. This is going to be greetings to all, peace and love to all. Set divine intentions for the good of all, to the harm of none. But truth shall be uncomfortable in a world full of lies. So that being said, y'all can see me get prepped, but cover my crown as I do this. I want to wear this one. It doesn't mean really matter. Yeah. Oh, actually, I like mine. See if I can reach it. Oh, well, I'm going to talk as I'm doing this. What if I told you that as breaking generational chains, you're breaking away not from the norm, you're breaking away from the fact of how, if you want to call it mental slavery, I would use that term as my ancestor Bob Marley would use. And if some of you don't really know, learn about his story, how he came about, how his father, you can research this. This is for educational purposes. But anywho, research the fact of how Bob Marley came to be. That's this whole concept of how there's this black and white, it's so complex, black and white. No, it's not. What if your ancestors had not came here? Do you know some people, well, when you go back to the origins of everything, of course, we know everything to be melanated, dark. When you go to the origins, also not realizing that this age of Aquarius, or this amazing, what connects us all, this is what Mama is going to be representing. I get this divine insight to share it with you all because not everyone is going to get clarity on, get a lot of clarity on social media. And some of you are going to be drawn to certain videos that's in alignment with what your path is, where you're currently at. So I know that eventually you will get to this video. I'm grateful that it will be connected, and I know it will reach a lot of people around the world eventually. Our ancestors spoke about the new world for a reason. What is the new world? Here. What is the new Egypt? Here. So-called what they call the Americans, but at the same moment, a lot of you are really tapping into a lot of stuff ancestral right now. Ancestrally meaning past life progression, past lives connection, seeing what it is your purpose is here to do, why you here, why are you needing to learn about what are you here to do? What is your purpose? And the beauty of all of this is that the how can I put this into words, Mama? Gratitude source is there's no more fear. Like people are we this is it. And a lot of you are realizing, let's say you were of royal descent, but your lifetime here, your lifestyle this time is not to be what you may perceive it as royalty. I recently made a post and I told people, I said, y'all, everybody wants to be kings and queens, but what about the ones that had their hand in the coming of the building, the empire of the so-called Queen of Elizabeth, the Queen Elizabeth. See, it's easy to point the finger and say, oh yeah, this person did this person did that. Okay, so was it not divinely orchestrated as well? What is the accountability into the people in Ghana, the kings and queens, or the people that actually these wars or so-called things over these plantations, these people that have been migrating so many places? Where's the truth in that? Oh, I tell you, it's coming out. Because until these people take into account, judgment is on their land. As the great Bob Marley said, there was war. To a man, and I'm going to quote it my own way, to a man, basically, it's not to judge or seen by the color of his skin. There's no more difference in the color of his eyes. But you can look up that song by Bob Marley. It's called War. Because it's truthfully, it's written in the stones at this moment. A lot of you now seeing your connections and realizing your ancestors had part in a lot of shit. A lot of things I had to take into account and accept. Everybody acting like it's all good and this was all good. No, yo, some of y'all got to realize a lot of ancestors, a lot of y'all connections or whatever it is, they had to do what they had to do. Who am I to judge? Who am I to throw the stone and hide my hand? There's no more hiding hands now. And that's the beauty of this shit. There's no more hiding hands. And they know this. That's when people know their time is up. There's no more hiding hands. And people don't want to believe, and see, this is because of the feminine mama taking her rightful place and knowing that myself and others like me are speaking out and speaking the truth, and the truth is very uncomfortable. But a lot of our ancestors, a lot of people had their part in a lot of shit. You think somebody just up and build something? You think people didn't have, when you think it on more of a galactical or cosmic scale, that people didn't have their hand in shit? Just for all of this to come about? Where's the accountability on your part? How is your heart? Where's your heart in this? A lot of us are even, me knowing my own connections, I knew some of my ancestors here were escapees, or if you want to call them runaways. They weren't slaves, but I knew they were runaways because they know they didn't deserve this shit. So you got to sometimes look at the family dynamic you in. House nigga, field nigga. Let's be real here. I know some people, let me blow my fucking nose. I'm going through an upgrade right now, symptoms, but release. But anywho, a lot of us are getting this insight on a lot of things right now. So, woo, that's a release. But the beauty of all of this is that this is why a lot of shit is being exposed in family dynamics. It's being turned upside down on his fucking head. There's nothing that can be hidden no more. Like I mentioned, house nigga. You know how many people that a lot of shit happened in the house that wasn't told, that wasn't brought about? It was brushed up under the rug. Incest, if you want to use that term, or mental, verbally, physical, what do you call it? Abuse, sexually, all those things. People being touched on. A lot of this stuff. You had people that, and this is what is not told because people don't look, they don't see. You had people that migrated here or came here from so many different cultures and creeds, or just ethnicities, however you want, nationalities, from all over the world. And now you're seeing the reconnection. When you're reconnecting, you're also reconnecting with people. Then your ancestors are going to be calling you, your spirit is going to be calling you to those lands to reconnect, to really see what has taken place here. Why? How, you think all of a sudden I came here and, no. I start to really tap in and learn. I start to study. That shit is deeper than what's been told on the surface. Why do you think we learning about this? A lot of you are going to realize, even in your connections, whether past or present or even now, your mission, a lot of your missions are solely to focus on yourself, to really learn about what your mission is here to do. Because in the past, again, our individual paths are different, but that's what makes it unique. But a lot of you going to realize that your ancestors had a part in a lot of things. And your mission here is to accept, forgive, neutralize that, or some way, however that is. You're going to see why you're going through these things in your family and why things stop with you, so you can live a peaceful life. But that shit, the jig is up. A lot of people, ancestors, had a part in a lot of this shit coming to now. That's the thing. If you don't have knowledge of past, if we don't acknowledge what our past is, how the fuck we gonna move forward in the future? How we gonna have a place our hand? How we gonna have our hand in the future of our kids? There's things that I did, I knew my spirit was calling me to do. That had nothing to do with family. Nothing. Because they aren't willing. They were afraid. They was house niggas. And there's nothing against them. No, that's just their path. They weren't willing to go against the norm. They weren't willing to break the facade or break generational chains, and realizing that this happens so many years along down the line. You know, you are a part of an evolution. So your journey is never in vain. You learning about your spirituality, you learning about your ancestral knowledge now to bring forth something new. Why would you want it to stay the same? Mentally, verbally, physically. Your reality. It's your birthright to live in freedom and peace. So all this shit that's happened on this land and prior to this land, come on now. So a lot of you don't realize, as you elevate mentally, you know, and dive deeper into who you are and your ancestors, you know, and your connections to your lineage, you're seeing you're being divinely guided. It's purposeful. You're being aligned with people who are, you know, now it's more here. In the past, it was more focused on, you have to see how we're healing the lower levels now. We're operating at a higher level. We're healing the aspect of being in our lower nature. We're cleansing ourselves. We're healing our lineages. Moving forward, it's only become better. They're only going to become more powerful. I know this. The daughters, the future, you know, the future generation are only going to become more powerful. The ones that are returning are more powerful. They're here to rebel. You are here to rebel. Those of you that know. So start realizing that all the things that the past pain was purposeful, these moments right now, to create, to rebel, to create something, to destroy the old. We're seeing it collapse right now. But this is the shit that people ignore. As I was saying before, I went to the archives. My spirit was guiding me to go places, to learn about, like, hold up, what is this? What's this name mean? Why am I being guided to the library? Why I need to go here? I need to learn about this. Oh, there was royal descent, so supposedly that came from other lands. Okay, all those royal descents wasn't melanated people, meaning people that were darker. They were lighter, you know. The story being told differently. Like, you know, people are learning, like, okay, the Moors or people, like, those who had higher knowledge of certain things, where's the accountability on y'all part? A lot of people played a role in how even people came here to be. And y'all thinking it was just, you fooling yourself if you think it was just black people, dark people. How these other people get lighter? If you think that a lot of people didn't have a fucking part in that shit, that if the majority of the world is melanated and dark, who you think was fighting against each other? Who do you think that played a major part in the so-called enslavement or captivity of different nationalities or melanated people? Come on, people. And you wonder why your whole life you've been trying to break free from the norm or the reality, because a lot of people are simply attached to a lot of mundane things here, which causes their own suffering and shit. They think that this shit is real, and not realizing a lot of you are here to come into your awakening, not everyone, and then realize that you see this shit crumbling is because a part of your awakening, a part of your shift, a part of your shift in your mind. And as you do that, everything around you crumble. Everything around you, you know what I'm saying? Because you're choosing to walk in your truth and your power and love and truth. And love and truth is finding out the uncomfortable, the uncomfortable shit that people want to still ignore. No, everything in the dark comes to the light. A lot of you are going to find out, yeah, you have ancient or royal descents. And then you're going to see your connection. You're going to see the part that a lot of stuff was played. And then you're going to realize Okay, you came to do things differently. No matter how much the world, the hate is actually a good thing. No matter how much the world is going to hate you. Because everyone's going to leave. Everyone's going to die or whatever. You're going to ascend or go to something greater. I mean, hey, who's to say? You know what I'm saying? But a lot of you came to do things differently because you simply desire love. Your spirit desires peace, harmony, abundance, however that is. It doesn't always have to pertain to money. Your spirit, deep down, desires peace because let's say you've been here before. Let's say, you got connections to people because your soul, your essence has experienced so much and you're having this experience and you are, I am enjoying this experience. I desire to experience, this peacefully, harmoniously, abundantly. And those that are in alignment with that will come along. Those of you that are not, they will fall off. It's like the seasons. So this is the beauty of it. We came to do things differently this lifetime. A lot of stuff we can't hold on to. It's a change. It's a shift. So I just wanted to make that very clear for a lot of you that are not aware, like, yo, take into account your mental health, who you are is going to be very vital in these coming, in these ever-changing moments. Standing in your truth, knowing how you're divinely protected, no matter what, knowing that your steps are divinely protected, knowing that you are secure. This lifetime, we came to know what it is to be secure within the spiritual aspect. You got to see the disconnect that wasn't when a lot of things were shifted in the matriarchal aspect and all these things were trying to keep those things in the back burner, the feminine aspects, the feminine principle. I just read some shit today. That shit blew my fucking mind. Am I surprised? No. It's just how the wording, how the so-called English, the so-called Latin, all these things are returning in divine moments for us to realize that eyes have not heard, eyes have not heard. Oh, that's an African proverb. I see where my ears are hearing my eyes, but eyes have not heard, ears have not seen. Ooh, I like that. The beauty, the blueprint that has been embedded in your DNA. The spells, the generational trauma, the curses are backfiring. They are broken. Denounce them. Renounce them. Return to sender. As above, so below. It is done. So now you walk in your truth. Know who you are. We know who you are. But this is the beauty of it. All shall be returned to the children of the sun. Another thing, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. Once y'all start to realize who has their hand in a lot of shit, it's going to be revealed to you. Pay very close attention. Be very mindful. A lot of these people know who you are. They watch you. But it's okay. Allow them to watch. Remember, there's something greater watching you. Big Mama here now. So the beauty of all this is just chill. Just observe. Learn to become the watcher, the observer. And breathe. Even though I got to blow my nose again, but breathe. Allow your body to change and shift. Allow your body to heal itself. I know I've been trying to do a little fast, and that's why my body's like getting this shit out. But a lot of you are the blueprint. Don't deny that. In times it can become very frustrating, but allow your emotions to lead, but don't be led by your emotions. That kind of makes sense to me. You can allow them to lead. It's like the water, but don't try to control the current. Just breathe. Just go with it. You'll know. Because then when you get to the service, you'll know what to do. But we're in a moment of surrenderance. We're also in a moment of, yes, in the mindset of some, it can be the new year, but we're also still closing out karmic cycles. We're also cleansing a lot of things. And we've already completed so much. Like, shout out to the peace dealer. But shout out to those that are, even all of those who, everyone's playing a role. That's why a lot of this shit don't even do nothing. Like everyone's playing a role in this. Let me blow my nose. Rest is vital too. Ooh, let me get that out. Woo! Y'all act like y'all never did that. You know, how you blew your nose, you may have a little snot. You like, I ain't trying to do that on purpose. I'm gonna wipe my face. But anyway, I'm gonna keep it authentic with y'all. Shout out to SU, man. You know what I'm saying? Papa. But anyway, it's funny because you're like, right, Bob. Yeah. A lot of us are at the crossroads. Meet me at the crossroads, you won't be lonely. A lot of that shit now is synchronizing, like, meet me at the crossroads so you won't be lonely. Whew. We're there. We're there. This is it, y'all. Are y'all not getting it? This shit is it, bro. We made it out. This is it. Trust me, a lot of y'all are not going to want to be here. The same inner work that we had to do is the same, no difference than like the inner work, shadow work that our ancestors did. Ashe. Is that they had to face certain things as well. They had to endure a lot of spiritual warfare as well. We're more powerful. This is why we are reflections of them. Even the stuff that I wear, even my avatar, even my flesh or whatever, certain things that I put on, you know, all of these are reflection of the divine. So start to look more at your features, start to look more internally too, like to realize like your connection to your land, your connection to where you gave birth to. A lot of brothers, your connection to, you know, your mother. Start learning about the matriarchal, because the matriarchal is returning. It's already returned, Ashe. And this is what's happening. You're seeing the old that was connected to something. It's all cosmic. It's all amazing. It's that I'm seeing how the old was so connected to the pain and survival. That's done. That shit is shattered. Boom, done. That's why a lot of you right now are finding out who in your family have always, if you want to call it working roots, you know, in the hood, or, you know, we grew up, we call that shit working roots. But really, some people may call it black magic. Some people may call it spirituality. Some people may call it hoodoo, voodoo. Some people may call it whatever it is. And in essence, a lot of people have held or had this energy or used it, but they didn't use it for righteous purposes. They didn't use it for the betterment of not only family, but humanity. So, you know, and there was always, you're not the only healer. You've never been the only healer. A healer isn't always just something like Reiki or someone that can lay hands and do all these things. A healer is someone who breaks generational chains. A healer is someone who stands up and speaks against those evil spirits, principalities, or stands up and say things to where it's against the norm. And you're standing in power against those spirits who try to attach themselves, you know, entities and all those things to family and friends and stuff. Give me a moment. Hey, wow. I'm doing something. I appreciate it. Why y'all playing in here? Don't do that. I greatly appreciate it. Thanks. So yeah. And now you're going to see why you start to see it on the bigger picture. This is not a physical thing. you'll see how certain things have attached themselves to family, certain, people or whatever, because this is a spiritual warfare. This is why a lot of us in families, as you progress and realizing that your whole fucking life been a spiritual warfare, my bruh, my sis. You were sent here. Certain thoughts that are not yours. Certain stuff that was sent purposefully. And the beauty of it is that it was divinely orchestrated. You're like, what is he saying? Oh, a lot of these things, a lot of people in the family or a lot of somewhere else, they could not have handled. What is that scripture? Or what is that saying that too much is given, much is acquired, or much is you know what I'm saying? And then I'm not gonna say certain names, but when you're seeing people that you think that's of higher status, they're not of higher status. These people everyone's experiencing going through something. This person can have a lot of this money in your family and still not want to help you because you have spiritual currency. You have something within you that money cannot buy. But what do? Their path and what they do in choosing ego and choosing pride or choosing, a lower way of thinking is to use that money for, and way of, more earthly possessions, using it in a way to control and manipulate people. Not realizing universal law, what you put out returns. So now you're seeing everything, the tables turn. People are reaping their harvest because you're breaking generational chains, and now you're starting to reap, those gifts spiritually. You're starting to receive that shit. You're starting to get in return, what was divinely orchestrated. You start to realize that you were put in this position for this person that you think they portraying you, and really in reality, you're seeing yourself in other people. But you also was in that position before where you could have been a villain. When you start to stand up for yourself. You see what I'm getting at? So, I'm doing this shit through throat shock. This is just going to clear up, but that's the beauty of all of this. Had you not been the one to stand up in front of these kids or this person or that person, when this person has been keeping this shit together, you know who I'm talking about. A lot of you are in family dynamics where you don't even realize. You are the last. Are you getting this shit? It's done. You are the last now being pushed to the forefront. Because some of them may not ever say, you inspire me. Some of them may not ever say you encourage me. Because it doesn't matter the fucking age. It's the wisdom. It's what's been bestowed upon you. It's what's the creator source has put into you. So when that day comes, when you're thinking these people are doing whatever shit behind the scenes, their whole time, they don't even realize what's protecting you in the spiritual realm. So now what? This whole time, whatever witchcraft, whatever they're doing, this whole time you were already always protected since in your mother's womb. Do you realize it's been a spiritual warfare when your mom and dad, there was things that were trying to conspire so your mom and father could meet? Do you realize that? There was something so your mom and dad could not meet because they knew, the principalities, these spirits knew that it was you. No matter how your mother and father met. I don't give a fuck if it was in the club, they were drunk, whatever it was something that was trying to conspire so y'all didn't meet. And here you are. You know how, and here you are thinking that you're supposed to be accepted by the world. When it was you that that source created something that came from your father's seed. Your mother's met and carried you for whatever duration. Whether you was in a hospital where they try to rush the process, the epidural in your back, in your mother's back. You know how many things that were sent to destroy you? The foods here in America. A lot of shit that was sent to destroy you, to try to keep you in this state of not realizing that you are something greater than what man has told you, than what YouTube, and what your mother, your father. Do you realize how great you fucking are inside? There was something that conspired you and your mom to me, no matter what circumstance. I don't give a fuck if you was birthed on the street in the car. You had to be removed from certain family dynamics. You had to meet this person. And somehow, some way, it was something that you already knew that. You know, I had to meet this person. This family, or people may not understand or understand. But someday they will. That's how some of you have to realize that. Stop trying to carry your mother's load and your father's load. Those days are done. It's okay to ask for help, guidance from your ancestors for the good of all to the harm of none. They want to see a greater good happening for you and those moving forward. Because those days are done. That people want to be selfish. The matriarchal mama shows us, mama is the magic. She shows us how we're all connected in this. And of course, the people that don't want to see this happening, that shit's done. They won't even survive what's coming. That's just what it is. Anybody trying to come against what mama created, they done, wiped away. You better look around the world. You better look around how the nature is taking its course. You can't go against nature. I went through my spiritual ass whoopers. Why would I sit here and go against the natural? What? Why? I know who I am. Do you know who you are? I knew my mother and father had to meet, so I will come here to face the fucking generational traumas. To accept what I could not change and accept what I could and make an effort towards that. And then in that process, I knew that it was something protecting me and guiding me, family or whomever it was speaking wise. You know, you can just feel it when you're around these people energetically. They know it's something great in you. They've always known. It's not to boast. It's to know you walking in that. And I'm here to inspire all. Even the child that, you know, that may stray away from this journey and be led to this video. Even the mother, the father, whomever you are. Know there's something great. You came to do something great here. Your mother and father had to meet. That's the beauty of all this shit. That pretend and fake ass shit. That ain't what it is out here. This shit y'all been seeing on TV. Oh, families, all this. Confrontation has to happen. It doesn't have to be physical. Things have to be addressed. What's hidden, what's in the heart will come out of the mouth. And this is why some of you are starting to, all these things are coming up because this is how people feel. These people are hurting. And once you get to that place where no one can hurt you, you're at peace. You're at peace with what's happening externally, but realize you're at peace within. And when you're at peace within, things outside of you realize are just a reflection of what happened within. So you have to realize this. A lot of grandma, mama, you know, people in the past, these people haven't made peace with their demons. They haven't made peace with what they've experienced. But yet, you have. You see what I'm getting at? And so as you accept and go through things, oh my goodness. Yo! Stop yelling. Okay, we're going to bring it back here. And another thing, this spiritual, these principalities, these spirits, they have a way of trying to go to your friends and family, if you want to use titles, to try to use them. But yet, their time is up. They got to run. They got to flee. There's nothing they can do. Our moment is now. The greatest division is fear and love. You're either going to love what you do. People will despise and be jealous and envious of you because you love what you do. You love that you love. You know you came here to love. You come here to experience love. You came here to experience love through the image of the Creator, through Source. You came to experience love and to see what love is not. To emit love. To express love. Isn't this what it's all about? What is this about? What is this about? Mothers, women, children. What is this about? Whatever you're doing, is it not a reflection of something that you have been longing for. If you have something within you, what is this about? Is this not about love? What is this really about then? What are you fighting for? What are you desperately seeking? What is this about? Ask yourself that. Why are you in that connection? Why are you in that relationship? Are you wanting somebody to love you? Why do you hold on? Why are you emotionally attached to this person? Because you think this idea of love, it is something that's always been in you. And as you remove layers and layers, you'll realize it's always been in you. And you'll see, as you're at this place of just constantly evolving and falling in love with yourself, less is more. And you begin to realize how much people don't love themselves. And why it was you came here to love yourself. You came here to show your children to love themselves. And to, through loving yourself, uncomfortable things come out. And as you're facing and acknowledge this, moving forward, you don't have to worry about a foundation being, built upon sand. A foundation will be built upon truth and love. That's unbreakable. No one can destroy what I built. Now, can somebody destroy what you built? Because if you live in fear, that shit already destroyed. Take care. Be blessed. Peace and love. Shalom.